All right, got the package. Let's see what's inside. Okay, the first step you will need is the board, the long one, and you will need the poles. You have to use all of them. One of them is there are 4 holes in them, and one of them has 6 holes in them. So you can see these only have 4. All right. Also, don't remove the sticker. Keep them there. You will need 4 screws and 4 nuts. And they also gave you the hexagon to tighten it up. Okay, so you could go ahead and use that as well. So we'll go ahead and install. First of all, I'm facing the opposite from you. So if you are putting the board and it's facing you, same direction, what you want to do is put it on the inside, okay, off the hole. So again, this is pointing down. They tell you that. And on the left hand side, if I'm doing this, I want to use the 4 hole on the outside. And then on the inside, you want to use the 6 hole. So again, we're doing it this way. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and face it in. And if you're looking at here, you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and install it this way so you can actually visually see it. Just slide it right in, put in the nut. It is very important on the outside that you have the 4 holes. I emphasize that because if you make a mistake, you just gotta take it apart and do it again. But if you went pretty far in already, it will actually be very difficult because you have to uninstall everything and then reinstall everything again. So I'll work on the outside already. And here's the other outside too. All right, so that's the outside frame. Now we're using the 6 hole, and we want to put that on the inside frame. You don't have to over tighten everything yet, but tighten it enough so it can stay in place. All right, so here's a top view with all the poles on there. Middle shelf. And you can see they have 2 ends here that are long. You want to place 1 in the bottom, okay? And that's going to actually go over it. Okay, as for the top shelf, what you want to do is you want to install the one on the bottom, not the top one. Okay, so in between there are 2 holes. So let me go ahead and put that there. All right, so if you take a look at this is the shelf, and they made this gap bigger in between all of them. So what you want to do is have the longer end on the inside, and you want to have the pole in between here. So we're going to insert it, and then we're going to use the outside here and the inside here too. So we're going to go ahead and attach it together. Again, you get all the screws together and with the nut, so that way you can have it all ready. So we're going to insert it. So you go right in, and as you slide it in, when you get to that level, go ahead and start putting in the screw to hold it in place. Okay, I like to do on the outside first, just to kind of keep it together, and then we can work with the rest. This is why in the beginning you should not over tighten the beams or the pole that will be supporting all the shelves, so that way you can readjust easier. If you over tighten, all you have to do is just loosen it. It's not the end of the world. Repeat the same for the top. You notice I'm feeling a little resistant. It's tight, but you can still slide it through, and which is, in a way, it's good that it's a little tight because that means the foundation is pretty strong. So when I'm putting the plants in there, I'm not worrying about it collapsing or breaking or falling apart. Okay, our next step is to install these two shelves on the top right here. So I get in place one, and you will need your screws again. Okay, this is like the final shelf on the top. I do admit it is looking nice. It is tall, so if you are not looking for this height, I do have another video that you should look at. It's installing a similar shelf, and it is bought from Amazon. So what you will see is the link that I will provide for you, and you can use that link to buy exactly the same product. Look like they gave me an extra nut and also an extra screw, so don't worry if you have an extra one. Now I will go ahead and tighten up the screws. Alright, the final step is adding the picket fence. So you can see there is the fence facing in your direction. We want to make sure that you have that facing forward. Okay, and you can snugly put it in, and there should be a screw that you can use. You could put on the top, and also you could put that on the bottom. The screws they gave us are these. They're pretty sharp. It's for wood, so definitely it should be able to screw right in. Top view. Okay, we're gonna go around this, and this is the front view. It's a picket fence right there. It's really nice and tall, looks very sturdy, strong. You see, it definitely could handle a lot of the weight I could see already. Okay, so here is the completed shelf. See, from top to bottom, you can actually fit a lot. And the middle one, you're allowed to put this tall plant because it has a nice opening over here. Okay, so my floor was not as stable. I think there must have been an uneven area. So what I did was, I'll post a link to, if you happen to be close to a wall, see this little clear plastic tape here? I added a few layers here because it was not thick enough, but it holds really firmly. There's one behind here, you can't see it, but it's stuck right into the wall, and you can remove it. So I like the ability to do that. The same over here, and it kept the shelf much more stable. Before it was wobbly a little bit. Again, my floor is probably uneven. Not sure you might face the same problem. And if you do, that's a solution to solve it. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe and like.